Zelim Imadaev versus Danny Roberts takes place on the main card of UFC Fight Night 163 on ESPN Plus 21 Moscow. This is a great fight, okay? This is welterweight talent. Zelim Imadaev, both guys coming off a loss. I feel like this is a loser goes home kind of fight because, I mean, you're looking at Zelim Imadaev, comes into the UFC, loses undefeated streak in the UFC. If he loses again, they might not be so inclined to keep him around, to be honest with you. If you lose 2 in a row, once signing to the UFC, they're not going to be very interested. Danny Roberts is now on a 2-fight skid. If he loses again, he might be in a similar position of going out. This is a big fight. This means something to both of these guys. Zelim Imadaev's a young guy. He KOs a bunch of guys in the first round. He's finished every single one of his opponents by strikes, by finishing them. He lost once to Max Griffin, who, let's face it, isn't a bad guy. Isn't a bad fighter at welterweight. He loses against some of the beasts of the division, but he's a good fighter himself. Max Griffin has a win over Mike Perry. People don't know this. Max Griffin's a great fighter. That's nothing to hang your head in shame about. But Danny Roberts, I've just seen him KO'd so often. So often. You get KO'd by Mikel Pereira. Disgusting KO, out cold on the floor from a flying knee. Highlight reel KO for Mikel Pereira. Then before that, you get KO'd by Nordine Taleb. Nordine Taleb's not fucking amazing. He's a decent fighter, but he's losing as well. These aren't good losses. Mike Perry KO'd him as well in the later rounds. I just think I've seen him touched up too much. And he's also too, hesitant in the first round as well. And I think he's going to be more hesitant this time because he's coming off a big KO loss. Back in Zelim Imadaev's hometown, it must feel all stacked against him. He's on the main card. He's in the spotlight. Zelim Imadaev, big fucking welterweight. Got the power to put him out in the first round. Fast starter. I like it for Zelim. I think he's going to get the job done. And let's not forget, Zelim Imadaev, I believe this is a guy that Max Griffin beat, but it was because of Zelim kept holding on to the cage, I believe. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but if that's the case, I think way less of that loss. Yes, he cheated and he got a point taken away for it, but other than that, he would have won that fight. So I like this guy even more now. That reaffirmed my decision. I believe that's the case. He's a dirty cheater, but hey, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Zelim Imadaev's going to get this one done. I don't know who I want these guys to face next. Honestly, if Danny Roberts loses, he's probably going to get cut from the UFC. You know what I mean? He's coming to the end of his career, especially if he loses by KO. Let's say it's a split decision. They might give him one more. Because they're starting to be a little bit nicer about letting fighters go now because they have so many cards to fill. They need fighters. So they're keeping a hold of guys that they maybe shouldn't have. I mean, James Vick hasn't been cut yet. He's on a 4-fight loss streak. You know what I mean? Weird stuff nowadays. Used to be if there was 2 fights you lose in a row, if you lose the third one, you're out. And there was a no policy kind of thing for that. Unless you're Chuck Liddell. Either way, I just seen Danny Roberts KO'd too much. Zelim Imadaev's a savage, 24 years old, can be getting better every day, taking no damage in his fights. I can see him getting the job done, man. I just don't like this for Danny Roberts. I should be rooting for Danny Roberts. He's from Liverpool. Darren Till native area. You know what I mean? Darren Till town over there. I should be rooting for him because he's from England, but I just can't. I've seen him KO'd too much. I can't help myself. I know Zelim Imadaev can be KO'd as well. This is a tough fight. Danny Roberts is probably going to want to try and ease out the first round, but Zelim Imadaev comes out there like a fucking bear. So he's going to just get straight on you and straight to work. I don't see Danny Hot Chocolates being able to get out the first round. I think this is going to be a savage beatdown. And I think they know what they're doing. Because listen, why would Danny Roberts be on the main card of a fight night? He's on a 2-fight skid. He's unranked. Okay? They're doing this to boost up Zelim Imadaev in his hometown of Russia. They know what they're getting themselves in for. Danny Roberts, yeah, I think this might be one too many. One too many shots. I mean, he got clipped bare. I mean, honestly, I've just seen too many KOs. I can't do it. It's the same thing with Weidman now. I can't pick Weidman anymore. I've seen too many KOs. Once you enter that realm, I can't pick Rockhold anymore. I'm going to pick against Garbrandt when he comes back. Once I see a certain amount of KOs in a row, it's just, it's tough for me to put my neck on the line for you. You know what I mean? Darren Till had his losses, but it was one. You know what I mean? It was really one KO. He got dropped before, but guys get dropped. You know what I'm saying? He took 1 KO loss. I was still on board. You take 2 KO losses in a row. It's tough. Really tough. Really fucking tough to get behind you. So I can't do that. Danny Roberts just been KO'd too many times in too short of a time. 32 years old. I don't see him winning. His cardio is not the best either. I mean, you're talking about a guy, Mike Perry beat him in the 3rd round. And this is old Mike Perry. This is unlearned fucking Mike Perry. And Mike Perry just used to go in there and be a savage. It was his 2nd ever UFC fight. I believe it was in Manchester or London. UFC 204 Manchester, I believe. He fought Danny Roberts. And Mike Perry was known as the guy, if he doesn't KO in the 1st round, back then, like you saw it against Joban, he used to be known as the guy, listen, if you get past the 1st round, you're going to be okay. Max Griffin did it to him. Santiago Ponzinibbio did it to him. He's got a bit better cardio over time now, Mike Perry. But back then, Danny Roberts couldn't drown him in the 3rd. Perry was loading up with every shot. Still managed to find the finish in the last round. Good job by Perry. But I can't bet on the chin like that. Doesn't work for me. I can't risk myself like that on your chin. Like, I could make all the prediction I want about your skill set versus his. You haven't got a chin. I can't. You know what I mean? There's no argument. Like, you have a much higher chance of losing if you've taken a lot of punishment. Goodbye. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. See you later.